Last chance for the Steelers. Bradshaw trying to get away. And his pass is broken up by Tatum. Tipped off. Franco Harris has it. And he's over. What? Franco Harris grabbed the ball on a deflection. 5 seconds to go. He grabbed it with 5 seconds to go and scored.
Let's watch this again.
1 million to 1 odds on this one.
Watch this, Ricochet. Ricochet out there off of Jack Tatum and into the man of the year, Franco Harris's hands.
When you talk about Christmas miracles, here's the miracle of all miracles. Watch this one now. Bradshaw's lucky to even get rid of the ball. He shoots it out. Jack Tatum deflects it right into the hands of Harris. And he sets off, and the big 230-pound rookie slipped away from Warren and scored. When you talk about Christmas miracles, here's the miracle of all miracles.
December 24th, 2022 will be a historic night in Pittsburgh Steelers history because on that day, as the Steelers face the Las Vegas Raiders, we will be honoring and retiring Franco Harris's number 32 jersey number, an honor after 50 years and 1 day after the greatest play had ever happened. A play that started a dynasty.
A play that started literally everything that we know of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was the responsibility, it was the incredible ability of that man right there, Franco Harris. 50 years and 1 day to the day of the greatest play in Steelers history, the greatest play in NFL history, in my opinion, man. That is going to be the biggest talking point of this game on Christmas Eve, is going to be the retirement of Franco Harris, as he'll be the third Steeler to have his jersey number retired after, obviously, Ernie Staudner and Mean Joe Green. It is way overdue, and honestly, you can't ask for better timing. 50 years, pretty much to the day,
of the Immaculate Reception.
Friday will be 50 years. The day before will be 50 years. That's going to be incredible. I think the Steelers are going to have their own separate ceremony, the day and the exact time of when that catch occurred, when that play occurred. That's awesome. Big props to the NFL. Big props to the Steelers for making this possible, for making this happen. You can't ask for a better time, better slot for this to happen, man. And
no.
Steelers, Raiders, like, again, man, just big props to the Steelers in the NFL for making all this happen, man. As this game, you know, when you look at this game, I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing like must watch. It's nothing, hey, I gotta, you know, go out and watch because it's the Steelers and Raiders. Now, granted, these two all have a deep history, very deep history, and it's not just the Immaculate Reception, man. The Raiders have always had our number.
Yeah, dating back to the whole 70s decade, man. After that play, man, the Raiders wanted nothing but our blood.
Yep.
They wanted to redeem themselves after what happened. It was nothing but brutality. It was nothing but a bloodbath. And not just the 70s, the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and I'm sure the 2020s.
The past couple matchups have been very interesting, and this one is going to be another showing of that, even though both teams are very rough right now. And however, both are coming off very, very good wins. The Steelers beating the Panthers on the road. Now they return home at Hines to face the Raiders, and the Raiders coming off
a game that, I mean, Jacoby Myers pretty much handed them the ball.
What an idiot Jacoby Myers is. Channeling in his best Bobby Boucher. One of the weirdest endings I've ever seen of an NFL game, man, live. What the hell?
Both teams are 6-8. Down years, especially for the Raiders, in my opinion.
Right. Honestly, man, let's talk about the Raiders. They are, without a doubt, one of the most talented teams in football after the additions they've made this past offseason. As you guys know, Devontae Adams, Chandler Jones, they got Josh McDaniels as head coach, which was an absolute mistake. They should have just stuck with the interim guy from last year, as he was the guy that, pretty much led them to the playoffs.
After a ridiculous year that the Raiders were going through.
Yes, very ridiculous year, and he led them to the playoffs, yet they said, all right, thank you for filling in. Let's go get this Josh McDaniels guy who is an absolute scrub at head coach. I mean, the writing should have been on the wall for years.
Yeah.
But the Raiders, I don't know, man. They picked him up, and this year has been very rough. It's been underwhelming. It's been sad, and it's a rocky year, man, that's seen them just, like I said, underwhelm and blow many leads. Now, they've had some pretty decent wins, some impressive wins.
Ever since their bye week.
Pretty much. They are starting to pick it up, and like we said, the Raiders naturally just have our number. They do. And in this game, based on that factor, I don't know how to feel coming into this game. I don't. Now, could Kenny Pickett be back? I hope. If that's the case, then that's a plus on us. Otherwise, Mitch is going to get the start.
Yeah.
But I will say about this, despite who's at quarterback, whether it's Mitch, whether it's Kenny, the same game plan has to apply. Whether Mitch is in, you don't want to put the ball in his hands like you did last week. Same game plan. If Pickett's in, you don't want to put the ball in his hands because he's coming off concussion protocol. Same game plan applies no matter who's at quarterback. You keep feeding the rock. You keep running the ball. You keep feeding Najee. You keep feeding Warren. It was so effective last week. It was the most effective we've seen all season. It was damn near impressive. Now, it was against the Panthers, who are a very bad team, but still a very great showing from the rushing game. One of the better game plans that Steelers have put on all season. Same game plan applies here, and honestly, I think nobody more than Franco would love to see that game plan applied here.
Yes.
Because that's how we won football games in the past. That's how we won football games with Franco Harris.
That was our standard back in the day. That's what established us as the Pittsburgh Steelers, as a great run-first offense, running the ball aggressively, and having a hard-nosed defense that would smash your face in.
That's Pittsburgh Steelers football. That's old school football, man. That's very methodical. We got to get back to it in this game. Same game plan applies, especially against the Raiders defense that is very below average, very mid.
Outside of Max Crosby and Chandler Jones.
That's it.
They don't really have much.
They don't have many gap fillers. They don't have a lot of crazy linebackers. They ain't got nobody on the secondary I can think of. Like, that defense is very mid. So you got to take advantage. You got to continue to feed the rock. You got to keep feeding the hot hand.
Yeah.
Keep running with Najee. Keep running with Warren. Chew the clock. Keep that hot Raiders offense off the field, because even though the defense stepped up a little bit, we're facing a better offense in this game that are full of playmakers and splash guys. Devontae Adams is probably the best receiver in football. He is dangerous. 1,200 yards this year.
Yeah. In my opinion, the number one wide receiver in the league.
I agree. And Josh Jacobs coming off his best season to date. I think he leads the league in rushing yards, 1,400 plus.
Yeah.
Double-digit touchdowns. This dude is a machine. This dude is scary. Najee knows all about that. He was the backup to him in Alabama.
Yes, he was. That's right.
So
And that's who really worries me in this game.
Yep.
Steelers did a great job stopping a run against the Panthers, who, in my opinion, have a good rushing attack. But the Raiders, man, Josh Jacobs, week in and week out, he's unbelievable.
He is.
Nonstop, like, consistent.
And that worries me. Yeah, we did good against the Panthers. We stopped their run, all right? Yeah, that's good. That's great. But we're facing a better team right now. We're facing a better rushing attack. We're facing a better running back.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had one really good game, but, one good game, honestly, might, depending on this performance, might look like a fluke. We might be getting Miles Jack back. Watt's looking good. He has back-to-back sacks in games. So does Cam Hayward. So hopefully the defense continues to show up. But I'm still not feeling confident about this defense, man. Not until I see consistent progression. And honestly, not until I see improvement in the offseason.
Yeah.
Just because of the guys we have, it's just they perform at a certain level, and they can't break through past that. And that's what hurts this defense.
Yeah.
So against guys like Adams, guys like Jacobs, and dare I say, a guy like Derek Carr. Think of Derek Carr how you want. I personally think he's one of the most underappreciated quarterbacks in the NFL. I think certain Raiders fans and certain NFL fans don't appreciate him that much. I think he has been just wasted by poor coaching and horrific defense for years.
Yeah.
Years. It is blinded Carr's true potential and his leadership.
Yeah. Like, year in and year out, you see the growth he is, not only as a player, but definitely as a person and as a leader.
100%.
He's definitely the person that the Raiders definitely needed for many years, and he's the guy that's going to continue to do it for many years.
That continues to show why the Raiders are so unsuccessful, because like they have the pieces, they can't get out their own way in terms of ownership and coaching and bad drafting. It's terrible.
And it's crazy because coming into the season, the Raiders were looking like a surefire playoff team.
Right.
No question with the talent, but the coaches are still getting there to them. Josh McDaniels is not the way to go with them.
Right.
He won't be.
And honestly, what I just said about the Raiders, I could very well say about us, seeing how we've just underwhelmed the past couple years. Honestly, it's the pot calling the kettle black. So we're seeing two very, I don't want to say identical teams, but two teams with the same record that are kind of just trying to find their way now. Now, they're still in the hunt in talks of playoffs, which I find are ridiculous for both teams, but if you want to hold on to that, feel free, go ahead.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what, Santa's not bringing that this season, so you'll be disappointed. But maybe we get a dub in this one on Christmas Eve. Maybe the Steelers can spare our holiday. Perhaps Mike Tomlin can survive one more week without having that first losing season marker on his record. Or,
if anything, that's probably the only thing on his Christmas list.
Or, pretty much, or could the Raiders of all teams who have always had our number, could the Raiders hand Mike Tomlin his first losing season?
On the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, talk about timing.
Talk about timing, man. It's crazy. But this should be an interesting game. I'm excited because it's Christmas Eve, it's Steelers Raiders, and it's Franco's jersey retirement. It is 50 years and 1 day to the day of the Immaculate Reception. That's going to be the main story in this one, and I hope the Steelers and Raiders bring a good football game, and I hope the Steelers bring that same game plan, that same mentality they brought last week, and bring it back home and do even better, man. Just keep chewing the clock, keep that offense off the field, keep pounding the rock, finish drives like you did last week. Just minimize some more mistakes in the defense, man. You got to show up. Watt and company, man, it's under the lights. It's on Christmas Eve. Play hard.
And do it for Franco Harris, because of that guy and him catching that ball on that day 50 years ago is why all this is here.
Yep.
Is literally why all this is here. Got us our first playoff win in history.
Not just Franco, but that entire 70s team there, man. Now, I'm not sure. I don't have any information on this. I don't know if it's confirmed. I would love if the Steelers were the throwbacks in this one. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know if they are. I don't know if that's confirmed. I hope it is. But I love if they were the throwbacks.
It should definitely be the case. I think it will only seem even more right.
It's fitting
for this matchup.
It's absolutely fitting. I'm just going to throw that out there. But it's Steelers versus Raiders Christmas Eve. I can't wait. Should be an exciting matchup. Should be a fun time. It's going to be a great day nonetheless for Steelers history, and for Steelers Nation, all the way at Heinz, all around the world. So it's going to be a great day. But hopefully the Steelers really spare the holiday and give us a nice W under the Christmas tree.
And somehow, some way, go to 7-8.
We shall see, man. It should be an interesting game. It should be an interesting night. It should be a fun night. Nonetheless, it will be a good night for the Steelers. But let's get a win, man. Against the Raiders, man. Let's get a dub. Let's know you guys' thoughts down below. We'll see you guys on Christmas Eve, man. And, of course, as always, happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Be safe. Have a great holiday.
Cherish the family time. Cherish the feast. Cherish the presents. Cherish the moments, man.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas. And hopefully the Steelers give us a nice W for Christmas with a great bow on top. We'll see. See you guys in the next one.
And like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!